Alright, Seth SUMARI to everybody out there. What's going on? Figured I'd come through, drop a quick video or two, see how far we can get. Gotta get out of here. Yeah, I know I'm busy, right? Got a lot of things to do, man. But always, it's business with pleasure, as usual. I have fun wherever I go. Now, check this out, right? Today, I want to get into a few things, so I'm gonna try to squeeze out 2 videos. First, take it back old school for a minute. Let's get back on this dream tip, right? Now, we haven't gotten into dreams in a while. Well, everything's already connected, so I think pretty much everything I talk about connects into the dream world, but for a lot of cats out there who watch my videos, they may have thought I've gone on a different path and forgotten about the dreams, so I'm going to bounce back on that for a minute to keep faith alive. So y'all don't think I'm just bugged out on my other things I talk about. But today, I'm going to give you a few hints, man. A few hints on your journey with your what's popularly called lucid dreaming right now. And this ties into, right, like, you know, when you go into this dream state, you have all these abilities and things that you can do, right? So you can fly, use telekinesis, teleport, shapeshift. You could do pretty much anything your imagination can think of. But in the beginning stages, right, now I think in my earlier videos, I may have, well, a lot of people keep hitting me about the first 3 videos. They keep going, where's the first 3 videos? Because if you look at my videos, they start from video 4, and then they go up to where we are now. I think this is the 53rd video, right? So, a lot of people are curious. It's like the unknown archives of Seth SUMARI Dark Arts sessions. What's going on? Pretty much, well, as I said before in other videos, those videos were deleted by accident, and they're gone. But I think to benefit everyone else who may have missed those videos, I don't even remember what I went into in those videos anyway myself, but I'll touch on what I think I probably went into. And it probably had to do with my abilities in the dream state early on. And you know, we all start out at different times. I started, fortunately for me, well, in this reality anyway, I became re-aware of my abilities at around, honestly I have to say I had to be around, I don't know, 6 years old or something like that. Definitely around 6. Yeah, about 6 years old, I guess. And I know that's kind of young. So when I see a lot of people out here, right, a lot of people, they come in at all ages and things, you know. Some people may have had lucid dreams when they were younger. Some people may have come in much later in their lives. I meet people now who have lucid dreams, you know, much older, in their 20s, 30s, 40s. So it's not really about age though, because age is not even real. So we're just here. But in those early stages, man, there's a lot of things that to get lucid, right? It's not just, but they have all these books out here, right? And I see all this shit, man. And it's like, they talk about things like, yeah, you gotta do this technique, you gotta do that technique. All that's fine, but to be honest, it's like, you really gotta, this is all about subjective work, man. You gotta put in the work. I mean, other people's books can help, videos can help, my videos, all these things help. Basically, what they're really there for is just to get you into that mindset. You know, there is no one way to lucid dream or to do any of this stuff. You really have to find what works for you. I merely put up certain suggestions that you could use that may benefit you on your journey. But other than that, excuse me, you really got to put in the work. So here's some things that I went through in the beginning, like when I was young. I went through the phase of like when you first start becoming lucid. I mean, there is this shock in all time. You're like, holy shit, I could become lucid. This is the biggest secret ever. And then you go into this phase, like, if you were like me, and a few people that I talk to, and if you watch this video, you know who you are. You pretty much become a sex-crazed maniac in these dream states, man. And meaning pretty much you want to fuck everything that walks, you know, whatever your preferences are. And that's what happened to me, you know. It's like I would become lucid, and then I would go into this like phase where like I would see a hot, I'd be like, oh man, this is amazing, I could do anything, like, oh shit, that girl's hot, and I'll try to have sex with her, right? And it's like that was like something I really had to get over, and it took me a long time to like, it took me a few years actually to like break that mode of thinking. Now, I'm not saying that every time I had a lucid dream I was having sex, but it was like that was a big factor that played into it, where every time I went lucid, yeah, I would be enjoying things, flying, doing all this stuff, but if I saw a really hot girl, those impulses overrode my thinking, my conscious thinking. It went back to this just have sex mode. So if you're having that problem, that's one thing that you need to start working on, trying to control yourself. It's okay, yeah, to have sexual encounters in the dream state. There's nothing wrong with it. Y'all know how I roll. Don't get into this shit about demons and evil spirits and succubuses, incubuses, and all this stuff. It's a whole lot of nonsense, man. You manifest these things, and sometimes they are creations of your own manifestations, and other times it's just other stuff that's going on in the universe, and we got get into that in other videos. But so if you have that problem with the sex drive, just try to maintain it, man. Try to get it under control, because even though the sex is great, and I've had orgasms in the dream state and out of body states and all these things, and they are 10 times more powerful than what you could experience here on planet Earth in this physical reality. But there's a whole lot of other stuff that you're missing out on, important things that connect you to multi-dimensional realities. And if you're just running around trying to have sex with everything, you really miss out. And I was missing out. Luckily, I was able to get myself under control. Y'all know me, I'm a bit of a sex maniac. Let me stop. But fuck it, man. I mean, we're all here, right? I mean, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everybody likes sex. I like sex. You like sex. Everybody likes sex. Even people in the Vatican like sex. Unfortunately, it's not with people they should be having sex with. But that's another story. But anyway, check this out. So, another thing, flying. I remember when I first started flying, man, I was a kid, and it's like it started out with me flapping my arms like a bird and shit, man. It was like, you know, like this, you know. Just imagine I'm sitting down up, you know, flapping my arms, trying to fly like a bird. And I thought, well, that shit's kind of corny, man. You know, I wasn't feeling that. I mean, it was working, but I didn't have no real ability. Like, I wasn't flying like I wanted to fly. Then I went into the phase of running and jumping, which was like I would run, and I'm having deja vu, and I believe I talked about this already, and I apologize. If you did see this already, cut the video, or just watch it. I might get into some other interesting things. But, yeah, I would run, jump, and then I would come back down. I'll try to get flight that way. And then at some point I started to maintain myself, like levitation, jumping up in the air and holding that in levitation form right above the ground. And it's just gradually shit worked up, man. And then I was able to fly really fast. I couldn't stop, so I would have to grab onto something, a building or a light pole, and stop that way. And that's what happened with that. I had to gradually build the flying. And then when it came to the telekinesis, which came much later, I started out small, trying to move a coin on the floor in the dream realms, trying to move a pen. Then I moved up to furniture, chairs and tables and stuff. Then I would try to hold the tables up in the air for a period of time, and that worked. And then I moved up. I remember when I started trying cars, that was like the big thing for me. I was like, oh shit, man, I can move a car. So I started moving cars. And it just increased. The point of me telling you all this is, like, in the dream state, these are skills that you're learning, and this has nothing to do with you. Don't listen to these psychologists and all these other people out there. They don't know what they're fucking talking about. This is real, man. And these are real abilities that you pick up when you're in these states. So it's just like anything. These are muscles, just like a muscle. You have to use it if you want to get it bigger, right? So these are like psychic muscles that you're using to get your inner senses rolling. You use these abilities, you keep practicing. This is not something that you're going to get in one night. You might get it in one night, though. I mean, you might be one of those lucky individuals. Just because it took me time doesn't mean it's going to take you time. But it's like anything. Yeah, you might get it, You might say, oh shit, man, this guy's crazy. You know what you're talking about. I did it last night. I was flying like Superman. I was picking up cars. I was doing all this. And then the next day, like, oh shit, man, I can't do anything. What happened? That's because, yeah, you came into that power. You already have the power. You see what I'm saying? You already have it. But you got to keep using it. It's like, just because I can fly, just because I can use telekinesis and teleport and all this stuff, doesn't mean that I just leave it at that. Like, alright, fuck it, I can do it anytime. I'm always practicing it. Every time I go into the dream state. And now it's become like, for me, at my level now that I'm at, this so-called level, I've reached a point where it's not even like me trying anymore. It's just like second nature to me. When I want to fly, it's not like I think, okay, I gotta fly, I want to fly. Now it's like, I just fucking take off and I go where I want to go. Which brings me up to something. That's why if you didn't click off this video, good, because I'm about to get into something new right here. Now, when you use certain ability, when you want to do certain things, right, in the dream state, it's like when I first started with the telekinesis, right, I was using so much energy it would bounce me back to my physical body. I would wake up. Especially when I started like trying to lift buildings and shit, which that's like a whole nother level that you got to get to. But when I worked up to that point of lifting buildings and destroying like large structures, things that I was doing in dream state, it actually uses power, and it uses power up, so it was knocking me back to my body. I was like, fuck, man. So I'm gonna give you a little trick that I was doing way back in the days, right? This is what you do. Let's say, for example, you want to travel to another realm. So you're in a dream state, right? You want to get to another realm. But if you try to do it, like, I'm talking about portals now and shit. Like, if you want to open up a portal within the dream state to enter another dimension of reality, you might not have the power to do that right now. I mean, you have it. You do have the power, but you might not believe in yourself enough to do that. So when you try to do it, it knocks you back to your body and you wake back up. So this is what you got to do, right? Check this out. When you're in these states, a lot of times, not always, but a lot of times, you have control of pretty much everything around you. Even if it seems like it's going about its daily self and things are just happening, you can direct the motion of what's happening. You can direct the characters in these dream states. So I'll give you a good example, right? One day, this is quite recently, I was in this dream state, right? Flying around, and I had these two detectives chasing me down for some crazy shit that I did in the dream state. And they were after me, man, so I was on the move. And you know, it's funny when you get into these states, because like, even though you know, if you're conscious enough to know this is all just a manifestation, it's like, well, why am I running in the first place? Why can't I just do what I want? Excuse me. But it's like, that's the whole fun of it, man. It's like, you know it's not real, but it's like, you just get caught, you play along with it and shit, because it's fun. It is fun. It's like, alright, yeah, these fucking detectives chasing me, man, so I'm on the run. And I know at any moment I could just turn around and eliminate all of them and rewrite the whole fucking script of this storyline that I'm in. But what's the fun in that? I want to play along with it and have fun, right? So they're chasing me. They finally got me chased down, and this detective finally gets up to me up close, and I know she had a gun, and she shoots me in the back of the head. So I drop on the floor and play dead. And just to give you a little hint, something to think about, right? Before, when I used to drop on the floor, or like before, I used to close my eyes in a dream state, I would just wake back up. Now I'm on a whole other level where I could do that. So if you're asleep right now, your physical body's asleep on the bed, and you're inside your dream state, try closing your eyes when you're inside your dream state. Or try, hit y'all with this one. I don't want to get off the story, but y'all think meditation is tough. Try meditating within the dream state, or meditating within a trance state that you already entered through meditation. That's a whole nother level. There's something for y'all to think about and to meditate on, man. But all I can say is, if you try meditating while you're in a dream state, you will access realms of information that will blow out any encyclopedia and 10 times more of what's available on the internet. But anyway, that's another story. Excuse me. So, back to the story. I get shot in the head. I'm on the ground. So I'm playing dead and shit, right? I'm on the floor, and she's calling up backup and an ambulance and all this shit's playing out. And then I open my eyes when she goes to check my pulse, and I teleported behind her. I moved behind her by teleportation, and she was like, "Oh shit, that's not possible." I waved my hand in front of her, knocked her unconscious, picked her up, threw over my shoulder, and was carrying her. And I had this cat that was with me, he was supporting me, on my team, I guess, whoever he was with me. So I was like, "Yo, open up a dimensional portal, get us out of here." And he did some shit with his hands, and boom, he opened up a portal where there was a building at, and we walked through it into a whole nother dream scenario. Now, the key point is, yes, I could have opened that dimensional portal by myself. No problem. I'm at that point now where I can do shit like that. I could have easily done it myself. But for those of you who are not at that level, you, with this character over your shoulder, with the police coming at you or whatever in this dream state, and at the same time you trying to open a dimensional rift into another dream scenario, that's a lot of power you're using, man. You're dealing with a lot of forces that would easily knock you back to your body and have you waking up. So you suggest to, this is how you beat, this is like some real SUMARI Sly shit, man. You suggest to the other characters to do it for you. It's like, "Yo, open up a dimensional portal." "No problem, sir." Boom, they open it up. If you want to meet somebody, right, like let's say if you want to meet someone, if you want to meet me, anybody in the dream state, a celebrity, could be whoever you want. Manifesting people is a whole nother level too. You can't just be, "Alright, boom, Johnny Depp appears." You might not have that kind of power, but you say, so like you're in a house, right? You want to meet this person. You tell one of the other characters in the dream scenario, example, you'd be like, "Hey man, Johnny Depp is next door in the next room, go get him for me." Okay. That character goes, opens the door. I'm not saying it's going to happen 100%, but you have a higher probability of him coming back with that person as opposed to you trying to manifest a person out of nothing, because that takes a lot of creativity and power and skill and technique to do that. So this applies to loved ones who have passed away. If you're trying to contact a loved one who's passed away and you can't seem to get them, you can't seem to get in contact with them, recommend the other dream characters in your dream states or in your meditation state. Everything I'm talking about, right? This is not just about dreams. This applies to dreams and deep meditation trance states when you travel the universe where you're consciously awake. So if your mom passed away, or your dad, or your grandpa, or your grandma, and you're in this scenario, it doesn't matter who the characters are in the dream. You just tell whoever it is, "Hey man, look, my grandpa is in the next room. Go get him for me." "Alright, I'll be back." He comes back. There's a big chance two things could happen. Either one, he will come back with a thought form of your grandfather or loved one, or that character, which is an extension of you, will be opening a dimensional portal within that reality, allowing your loved one to make contact with you. See what I'm saying, man? These are all the benefits that I get with the alliance that I'm down with, my SUMARI alliance. But it's not limited to just SUMARI. This is for everybody. It's open to everyone. But this is just shit that I get hip to, and I've learning and have been taught because of certain talents that I have and the team that I roll with. So yeah, man, this is a way for you to just be a little tricky, man, in your dream activities, giving you little hints, things for you to work on, focus on, meditate on, and to try out. Yeah, let me see, am I leaving anything out? So to summarize cap of this episode, this session, this jam session we got going here in infinite reality. Point 1, keep practicing your techniques as far as flying, meditation, flying, levitation, teleportation, whatever, all that stuff. Don't just do it one time and think that's it, you're going to have it forever, because even though that's true, consciously you won't be able to pull that off, because you have some kind of fighting between your rational mind of what's really possible and what's not possible. So it'd be better off if you just practice doing this stuff on the regular. 2, if you are a sex machine like I am, stop fucking everybody in the astral. I know it's fun, I know it feels good, but there's other things more interesting going on in the universe, in other realities, even in your inner reality. There's a lot of good things happening, man. And if you're just busy trying to fuck, you're not gonna get, you're gonna miss out on a lot of stuff. Now, someone told me one time, just to bring this up real quick, why do I have to curse in my videos? That's not spiritual. Well, check this shit out, right? Spirituality, we've come to this point where we think spirituality is like, there's like a certain air of spirituality. It's like, oh, I'm spiritual, and the great white spiritual brothers of light will look down on me and grace spirit. Fuck all that, man. Spirituality is about being spontaneous, man. And all of that, that's just fake. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm the pressure now, I'm on time limit. But I can't find the word right now. But fake humility or whatever. I think that's what I'm looking for. But you don't have. That's all. That's like phony humbleness and shit, man. I'm just as spiritual as anybody else. I'm more consciousness expanding. I'm doing all this stuff, and I don't have to walk around and talk like, you know, I'm an advertisement for some flower power movement and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This is me. This is how I roll. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So, yeah, stop trying to have sex with everything in the astral, everything in the other realms of reality. Get that under control. There's a lot of sexual energy that could be used into focus into other areas and redirected. Another point. Where else did I go in this video? Yeah, that's about it. Oh yeah, and the final part was using dream characters or trance state characters or any characters you want. Even if they're not of your own creation, man. I mean, you might be in another reality, and there are conscious beings that are already there. And you can just ask them, and they may assist you. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you have control over every single detail in these realities. I mean, shit, don't be selfish. You're not the only one in the universe. But, yeah. There are people, there are others out there that could assist you. So if you just ask, you might get something. But, yeah, I'm going to cut this video at this point because I'm already going into, looks like 22 minutes. Keep it short. But, yeah, just meditate on that. And feedback, man. If you want to say something, agree, disagree, whatever, just hit me up, let me know. Alright, if you like this, subscribe. If you came across this video, you didn't come here by accident. Don't get turned off by the SUMARI stuff. That's just who I am. This is what I am. It's what I represent. But everything I talk about doesn't apply strictly to any SUMARI stuff. This is for everyone in the universe, all multidimensional beings. Bringing it back old school. We're just multidimensional beings. I'm simply just one of the best. And I just said one of the best, not the best, but one of the best. Alright. Peace, love, and harmony as always. Seth SUMARI. Check y'all out. Get out of here.